That is the exact moment the weight of the world leaves your shoulders. After years of running on a financial treadmill, the balance reads exactly zero. You are finally completely free. But to understand how you got to that zero, you have to understand the night you almost broke. 5 years earlier, you logged in and stared at this exact same screen. The original loan was $50,000. For 5 years, you've paid $400 every single month without missing a beat. You've budgeted, you've sacrificed, and you've handed them $24,000 out of your pocket. So you check your portal, expecting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Your current balance is $52,000. You paid $24,000 just to end up $2,000 deeper in the hole than when you graduated. That is the exact moment you realize they never wanted you to pay it off. They just wanted you on a payment plan for the rest of your life. So you double down. You decide you're going to outwork the math. You give up on the dream of having your own place and move into a cramped apartment with 3 roommates, even though you're in your late 20s. You cancel the lease on the car you actually wanted and buy a $500 beater just to get to work. You watch your friends post pictures from Europe. You watch them get married. You watch them buy houses and move forward with their lives. You scroll through their photos while sitting on a mattress on the floor. When people ask you to grab drinks on a Friday, you don't tell them you only have $14 left for groceries. You just tell them you're too busy. Then you look at the degree hanging on your wall, the piece of paper you ruined your financial life for. You realize the entry-level salary in your field is never going to save you, so you take a job you hate. You accept the corporate grind, the extra shifts, and the 2-hour commute just because it pays slightly more. You trade your passion for a steady paycheck, only to hand half of it over to a loan servicer on the first of every month. You are doing everything the financial experts told you to do. The extreme budgeting, the side hustles, the canceled subscriptions, and yet, every single night, you stare at the ceiling, wondering how you are supposed to actually start your life when your net worth is negative $50,000. Then, you finally hit the breaking point. But it's not a breakdown. It's a mathematical reality check. You build a long-term financial projection and realize the brutal truth. At this pace, you will be in the same hole forever, hoping for a huge raise or a miracle. You cannot out-budget a $50,000 hole. Skipping Starbucks or eating cheap ramen doesn't stop the daily interest. It just makes you miserable while you bleed out. Extreme budgeting isn't a strategy. It's just a really slow way to drown. You realize you've been playing the short game. You've been exhausting your entire life just to make the minimum payment and survive the month, which is exactly what the loan servicers want. It guarantees they keep you on the hook forever. To break the system, you have to start playing the long game, and that requires doing something you've been terrified to do, taking a risk on yourself. For years, you let self-doubt keep you frozen. You told yourself you didn't have the time to learn a high-income skill, and that trying to build your own side hustle was too risky because you might fail. But staring at that screen, it finally clicks. The absolute biggest risk of all is doing exactly what you are doing right now. At this pace, with daily compound interest, your current $52,000 balance is going to balloon to over $85,000 in the next 20 years. You will spend the best decades of your life bleeding cash, just to end up further behind than when you started. So you make a choice. You stop playing defense and you finally go on the offense. So you decide to build a second income stream. You always had that one idea, that one project you've always been interested in, but were completely terrified to actually start. For years, you told yourself you weren't talented enough, that the market was too saturated, or that your friends would laugh at you if you failed. But staring at that downward trajectory, your mindset shifts. The fear of staying completely broke is officially bigger than the fear of someone's opinion. So you decide to build it. But the reality of the grind isn't glamorous. It looks like coming home from your draining 9 to 5, eating a cheap dinner, and forcing yourself to sit at that desk at 8 p.m. It's chugging cheap coffee right through the night and often falling asleep at your keyboard. You spend the first few months just fighting through the learning curve, drowning in free tutorials. You try to actually execute, but your early attempts are terrible. You look at your own output, compare it to the people you admire, and realize how far behind you are. But you keep practicing. Eventually, you manage to produce something you are actually proud of. You finally put it out into the world, expecting a breakthrough, and absolutely nobody cares. You are met with complete, crushing silence. You grind in the dark like this for 6 straight months. You are running on 5 hours of sleep. Imposter syndrome is eating you alive, and you still haven't made a single extra dollar. You feel like a massive failure, but you don't quit. Because every time you want to shut the laptop, you remember exactly what happens to your life if you do. And then, after half a year of working in the shadows, you get your first win. You get paid $45 for your work. That $45 changes your psychology. It gives you a tiny sliver of momentum, so you keep grinding. Over the next few months, that $45 turns into a $200 week, then a steady $1,500 a month. It isn't enough to quit your day job, but it proves the concept works. For the first time, you have real breathing room. You are quietly building a safety net. And then, the floor drops out. You arrive at the office one morning and see a pink slip on your desk. You walk into a windowless HR office. Your manager won't look you in the eye. She just hands you a folder. And just like that, the safe, steady corporate job you traded your passions for is gone. You are laid off. Suddenly, your main source of survival vanishes. You find yourself carrying a cardboard box across an empty corporate parking lot, staring at a negative $52,000 net worth. Panic sets in. The immediate instinct is to update your resume and beg another corporate machine to take you back, just so you can keep making those minimum loan payments. But then, you look at your side hustle spreadsheet. You realize you don't have zero income. You have $1,500 a month that you control. Income that can't be taken away in a fluorescent lit room by someone who won't even look at you. And at this pace, if you dedicate your full day to it, that income can replace your old salary and surpass it in a matter of months. You realize the corporate world was never actually safe. So you make a calculated leap. You don't apply for another job. You take the 40 hours a week the corporation just gave back to you, and you pour gasoline on the fire you started in the dark. You double down. The side hustle becomes the main hustle, because you aren't squeezing it into the exhausted hours of midnight anymore. Your output explodes. That $1,500 turns into a $3,000 month, then a steady $6,000. For the first time in your life, your income isn't capped by a boss. You are finally making enough to breathe, and more importantly, you have a surplus. You have a few thousand extra dollars a month sitting in your account. The immediate emotional instinct is to take every single extra dollar and throw it straight at that student loan. You want it gone. You want the psychological relief. But you open your spreadsheet again, and you realize that rushing to pay it off is still playing the short game. It's doing exactly what the system wants from you. But you look at the math. Your student loan is charging you 6% interest. But historically, investing in a simple S&P 500 index fund returns around 10% a year. If you throw all your cash at the debt, you guarantee a 6% return. But if you invest that cash into assets, your money starts growing faster than your debt is sinking. This is the exact moment you graduate from the middle-class mindset. Rich people don't fear debt. They just view it as an obstacle they have to overcome and find the best strategy to beat it. So you make the most controversial decision of your entire financial life. You put the student loan back on auto pay for the absolute bare minimum. Let the bank have their slow daily drip. Instead of paying them, you pay your future self. You take that extra surplus income and use it to buy income-producing assets. You aren't just saving money anymore. You are buying an army of dollar bills that work for you 24 hours a day, compounding in the background while you sleep. So you execute the plan, but actually executing it is not an easy task. It takes being disciplined for years, not weeks, not months, years. The first massive hurdle is lifestyle creep. You are consistently making $6,000 a month now, For the first time in your life, you actually have the cash to upgrade. You still drive the beater. You still live in a cramped apartment. Every instinct in your brain is screaming at you to buy a reward. But you look at your projection. You realize that upgrading your life right now is just resetting the trap. So you swallow your pride and stay disciplined. Then comes the ultimate test of your new mindset. You spend an entire year strictly buying assets. You build up $15,000 in the market. And then the market crashes. A recession hits, and the market takes a 20% dive. In a matter of weeks, thousands of dollars of your hard-earned money just vanishes from the screen. Panic sets in. Suddenly, that loan feels massive again. The doubt creeps in. You wonder if you made a huge mistake. You wonder if you should just liquidate whatever is left in the market and throw it at the loan before you lose it all. But you force yourself to look at the long game. You remember that rich people don't panic sell. They view a market crash as a massive discount, so you don't sell. You just keep taking that extra $3,000 a month and buying more assets, right at the bottom of the market. You embrace the absolute terror of trusting the math when your emotions are screaming at you to run. And you also have to face the social fatigue. You go to weddings and reunions. Your friends are getting promoted, buying houses, and financing massive lifestyles. To the outside world, you still look like the guy who is falling behind. They offer you pity. They give you unsolicited career advice. It stings. You want to open your phone and show them your investment portfolio. You want to prove that you are actually outpacing all of them, but you don't. You just smile, nod, and let them think whatever they want. Because you know a secret they don't. You know that while they are drowning in hidden debt to look rich, you are secretly becoming free. And then, on a random, quiet Tuesday night, it happens. You log in to update your spreadsheet. You look at your investment portfolio. Then you look at your remaining loan balance. For the first time in your adult life, your assets completely match your liabilities. The red numbers disappear. Your net worth hits exactly zero. You aren't a millionaire. You aren't driving a supercar. Technically, you are officially worthless. But sitting alone at that desk, staring at that zero, it is the greatest, lightest feeling you have ever experienced. Because you aren't drowning anymore. You are finally breathing air. You realize in that exact moment, you have absolute power. You have enough cash in the market to click a few buttons, liquidate the portfolio, and wipe out the student loan tomorrow morning. You could finally be completely debt-free, but you don't, because you don't fear the debt anymore. You beat it, and you know that from this day forward, every dollar that compounds in that account isn't just filling a hole, it's building your empire. And if you're ready to keep building, click on one of the videos you see on your screen right now. Let's keep grinding.